Hi, honey.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I like how as soon as you made that noise, my alarm went off. Let me know. Okay.
Let me guess.
So, it is very obvious that we tried to record this last time, and my signal decided to fuck up, so...
What are you talking about? We've literally never played this game.
But yeah, growing my grandpa. Would you like to view
Growing my
the
fucking dick.
tutorial? I think I got it.
Do you though?
Week 1.
But do you though?
Maybe. I excused Adrienne during music class today and spoke with her about her recent string of demerits. It was our first time meeting outside of our quarterly evaluations, and I believe it went well. I can certainly understand Miss Richardson's classroom observations concerning Adrienne's emotional state. She was, of course, intentionally shy when we first met. As I understand it, she is similarly withdrawn in her classroom activities and only speaks or acts when she absolutely must. Something she will simply not do. Instead of participating in mandatory group activity, she will sit alone, except that she will receive a demerit.
Wow.
Before the meeting, I read Miss Richardson's parent-teacher report, which allowed me to estimate some of Adrienne's home life. The parents are well-educated and come from a prestigious background, but they lack time to properly nurture Adrienne. She is often alone, and when she is not, the parents seem to not understand the importance of warmth and affirmation with dealing with someone so young. Having two parents of this reserved and icy temperament exacts an inhibition in the child. The child's imagination is subdued, but only ostensibly. Ostensibly, excuse me. For it eventually finds its way into regular life. I surmise that I would be able to reach out to Adrienne by way of make-believe. Is that Adrienne? Why does she look like a potato? How are you liking your new house? You told me you used to live close by, but it could still be a big adjustment. A new room, a new school.
The basement. I like that.
The basement?
Yeah, well, that's a lot of cool stuff. Mom and Dad sent me down there.
Your mom and dad made you go.
Yeah, but there's a lot of cool stuff. Well, that's not why they sent me down there, though.
Why did they send you down there?
Fighting. They were fighting, shouting. I came in to help and they shouted at me. They said go clean up downstairs, so I went.
That sounds tough. Do they fight a lot?
No, well,
It's alright, Adrienne. Maybe you could tell me more about the basement instead.
Okay, well, it was weird at first, the stuff down there, but cool. I found something living, sort of.
That's very interesting, Adrienne. Please tell me more. By indulging her in her fantasies and stories, I was able to glean more of an understanding of Adrienne's anxiety surrounding her home and parents. The siblings of Adrienne's story seem to carry their own traumatic weight, and her exploration of the basement may well be a vehicle conveyance of her anxiety. Whatever might come out of our next meeting, whether she will engage or in similar make-believe, I will set down her story here. Adrienne's story began with her delving into the basement and with a traffic circle and the goal of cleaning up. That's my goal. I'm gonna clean up, and I'm gonna make my grandpa nice. She discovered one of the walls was covered in plastic bags. She went to investigate and intends on tearing away all whatever they covered. Whoa! Trash bags. Oh. And I assume those were wires? Removing the trash bags, from the trash bags in the wall, she noticed the interior lining was covered in glass. Like a mirror I offered. No, she said. Like a mirror. And goddamn it, I did it again. Like a window I offered. Reflecting inwards into the animal they covered. I gently asked her what this animal was. Here is where the material reality of the story took a turn for completely fantastic and imaginary.
You say material, girl?
Material. Well, that is a big fucking urchin. Upon her discovery of it, at her gaze, it grew, or extended, its shaggy haired self. Hair like the fur of a dog, I offered. No, she said. Not the fur of a dog, nor the hair on her head. It grew outwards towards her, the animal's hair reaching out. It was hard, standing almost straight like the hair on a brush. A bristle, I offered. Yes, she said. She was very afraid at first, but then very curious. I'm not very curious, thank you. I asked her what else was in the room. More things hidden away, she said. Things of Grandpa's as well. Found a hidden passage underneath the stairs. Inside were strange dolls, magic objects, naked faceless figures. I'm sorry? I heard these cryptic utterances and merely nodded. In order to keep the game of make-believe going, I only pressed for details where I thought necessary. The faceless dolls could be a simple metaphor of the Anomenom. Fuck it. Anomenom. Anonymity. She feels in her own home. The hidden passage, I am unsure what to make of that.
It's a giant sea urchin.
Giant sea urchin. The revealing of the concealed seems to be thematic in their fantasy. The door under the stairs is but one example. Okay. I don't know. What? And trash pile? Door. I think this is door. Yes. Remove some of this fiberglass out of the way. While she removed the panel and found the magical hidden passageway, she was very specific about what she took. She found a magic book, a magic doll, a photo of her late grandpa, and magic glue.
Grandpa?
What is this? Take doll.
I need your bag, Grandpa.
A slashing doll. Its material is rough and coarse. Kinda looks like something out of Hilux, but... Search closet. Oh! Papers crudely bound together to form a book. Oh shit, that's a lot of reading. Something about love spells, hagiographs, the saints and their encounters with the devils. Heaven of Needles, aka the Angel Needles. Let's see. Magical religious experiences.
Virgin.
In the Ural Mountain. Wait, what are the Urals? Glue! All-purpose
Time
glue.
to snort it.
We're not gonna huff the glue. We're.
God damn it.
Wait, let me clean up more of the trash before I go collecting whatever this is. I'll
They're
clean.
touching my stuff.
Please, I'll clean. This space will not be dirty until next week. Who's making it dirty? Am I right?
Get that in.
Why does my grandpa look like I don't know. Any guy in well, I guess any evil villain possibly with a mustache.
Grandpappy almost doesn't look real.
Go look on your trip to Ural. Stay warm. Okay. I interrupted to ask what she did with these magical, mysterious materials. Grow Grandpa, she explained plainly. And then, without missing a beat, she continued on with her story. Feeling this was a potent symbol, I stopped her again to ask what she meant. Somewhat puzzled, I did not understand immediately. She explained slowly. Grandpa lives in the cage in the other room. The
cage behind the door. They grill people in the cage.
I don't know how much clearer than you can get that. I don't like that face in there.
Very clear indeed.
Very,
Oh. The groping it.
I am literally touching the hair on this thing. Hastily written note. So the thing's name is Whiskers. Do not worry about William's key, and the rest of the equipment was certainly deep within Whiskers now. So this thing absorbs things, I think. Kind of like a slime. I have sympathy for the young man, I truly do, but I found on this person several photos of his late sister, which would imply certain risks that he knew he was taking. Fuck! Dr. H. Alright, let's see. Oh, fuck! I didn't get to read it! Alright, let me see. Something about a desirous yield in there? I don't know. God damn it, I pressed the wrong thing again. Hopefully we do get to read those again at one point, but still. Let's see. Regenerates or leaves dormancy is to be logged in a new propagation. Are to be terminated after 5 weeks. Dr. Hart! Ah! I'm gonna enter in here. Beyond the door in the room, the cage was hidden, concealed within another cloak inward, facing mirrors. What was it now? A hidden cage lined with mirrors. It is strange, almost poetic, the elaborate fantasy of self-reflection, concealment, captivity. Tarp. Well, I'm going to remove the tarp. At the cage, she finally cast her spell. But it was confusing as she could find it at first. She took the magic doll, the magic glue, and the photo of her grandpa. And she combined them, and she wished very hard. I can only assume in this fantasy that next her wish would come true. In which child's story would it not? I guess. Grandpa, representation of Grandpa. And the doll. I'm gonna glue this shit again. A tangible symbol of intention and desire. You really think so? She put Grandpa in a cage, assuming that was part of the ritual. She was not clear on how it worked. What precise instructions she could glean from her grandfather's magic book was complicated by her reading comprehension. She was so stupid!
Fucking idiot.
I mean, she has the same reading comprehension as me. I say one complicated word and it just becomes gibberish. She wished with all her heart, and then she told me she waited a while for anything to happen. And after that time, she began to cry.
You stupid idiot, you should know wishes never come true.
I cried really hard, she said. I wanted Grandpa to be back. I wanted my parents to stop being so mean. And it hurt me. It hurt me to wish for Grandpa to come back, for my parents to be different. I could feel it through the walls, and it felt me through the air. I asked her what she meant. I asked her what exactly she meant. She could only repeat what she said. By this time, lunch was over. I said goodbye to Adrienne, and she left to rejoin her class. It was left to consider our conversation. I believe the storytelling strategy I have employed was not unfruitful, but I must probe deeper if I can. Although I can be sure of nothing I interpret, the impressions I make begin to help me to get an idea of the right questions to ask. Knowledge you have gained for this week has given you access to certain topics and keywords for discovering Grandpa. wish! Like the website? Consider discussing this with Grandpa and Merchant. I don't want to discuss that. Shell! Like the skin peeling off my body right now? Me too. And by context of that, my skin was peeling where my sunburns were. That's what I meant by my skin was peeling. I met again with Adrienne in order to address her emotional outbursts in the past few weeks. It was our second time meeting, and while it was standard practice to have multiple sessions with a troubled student, as I assembled a report for the counselor department, I could not help but think, as we sat down in my office, that Adrienne already seemed to show a remarkable change in self-esteem and confidence. And perhaps my and Miss Richardson's estimation of her as emotionally disturbed was erroneous. The paralyzing shyness and withdrawn attitude Adrienne possessed last week was not entirely diminished, but she seemed to hold herself differently this week. However, this only lasted as long as our conversation pertained to initial introductory pleasantries. How did I manage to not trip over every single word? Okay, whatever. When I began once again asking about her parents, her feelings regarding her new school and her new home, she quickly lost what new confidence she had gathered up and withdrew again into herself. So once again I partook in some of the collaborative make-believe, but this time I was aided by the fact that I had managed to do some research into Adrienne's grandfather, and I had some insight on what she might actually be fighting in the basement. Now this may be overstepping my bounds, some as a school counselor and caseworker, but this was all on the surface of making Adrienne comfortable and happy in this learning environment. In any case, I was able to dig up information regarding the grandfather by inquiring at the university in town. Not that I make a habit of sleeping, but...
Oh.
Buddy! I know, it's spooky game. It's spooky game. Say hi to Dandy. Dandy is here to be...
Hi, Dandy.
Hi, Dandy. Dandy's here to read with me. But I had suspicion that the grandfather was a professor there, or at least some sort of researcher, due to the fact that the newly constructed laboratory on the campus I drive by every day bears his name in memorial. He was a sort of anthropologist, or linguist, or neuroscientist. I did not have to dig that deep before the scope of his work became dizzying, and I ran up against my limits of my undergraduate education. But back to the make-believe. What is your grandpa like? Is he a smart man? Is he one of them 500 IQs? Not anymore.
You see one of them 500 IQ people? Don't never be like that.
Not anymore. But I'm teaching him.
So he's grown a good deal then. You have been feeding him well?
Yeah, he's getting bigger. But he has a lot of room in his cage.
Why are you keeping him in a cage? Why are you keeping him in a cage? Fucking human rights violator. Be locked up.
He's still behind bars.
Yeah, well, he might be able to climb out eventually. There's this vent in the ceiling.
Well, perhaps if he climbs out, I can meet him someday.
Yeah, maybe. But he's not ready to leave. He can't take care of himself. I have to feed him. Pick up after him.
Ah, you store the food in his lunchbox. That's nice of you to share. That's a cute little lunchbox.
Oi. He can almost talk.
You cannot speak with him?
He doesn't have a mouth, sort of.
But how do you feed him?
He has a mouth on the outside, on his shell, or the stuff that is his skin.
I'm a little confused, but horrified. Maybe you can go through a typical day of your grandpa?
Okay.
I started to explain how exactly she goes about growing her grandpa, and Adrienne began another tale. According to Adrienne, in that week, much had passed. Much had changed in the basement.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, back into the rusty place.
Oh. Everything that was here before is gone. Wait, Grandpa?
I don't want to wake Grandpa.
I don't want to wake Pappy. I don't want to wake Poppy. It was scary at first, she said. The way he moved, the way the dull skin covered him. I wanted to interject that this somehow seemed inappropriate, but I kept listening. When I look at him, she continued, when I think about him, he grows and moves. It's like he's growing for me. So he's growing bigger now, I asked. Yes, she said. Bigger every day. Ugh. Oh, what are you?
Hi, Pappy.
Grandpa? What the fuck? This begins the extra growing part of growing your grandpa. Beneath the dull burlap skin, the follicles knit together in what resembles a proper person. Your grandpa. You are in charge of its cognitive development and diet until it is able to sustain itself. Currently you are observing Grandpa. Please click the arrow back button below for a brief tutorial of your duties as caretaker. Okay. Here we can see a variety of options regarding growing your Grandpa. Highlighted in red are the objectives related to feeding and teaching your Grandpa. Important messages regarding Grandpa's recent activity can also appear here. You need to find food and learning material before you can move on to the next week. Some of the fruits will make Grandpa happy, others merely content. Some food will make Grandpa disgusted to the point of nausea. Fun! Learning materials also scattered throughout the basement. Seek out vocabulary cards intended to help teach English and basic anthropoid concept formation. Wait. I'm sorry, what were those last few words? The options highlighted in red are related to navigating around Grandpa's enclosure. To go to Grandpa, option will let you perform all actions directly related to Grandpa, feeding, teaching, observing, etc. Study corner will go over any documents to pick up as weeks go by. It's a good idea to learn about the people who last occupied the space. Accessing the kitchen corner will let you search for food in the old refrigerator, prepare food for Grandpa if need be. Help button will play this tutorial, save game, and exit game. Okay. More buttons may or may not appear depending on your development of Grandpa, so watch out for them. Take care and explore the basement at your leisure. However, due to the entrophic nature of clutter and trash, different weeks may allow you to find things that you have not previously discovered. Good luck. Okay, I'm gonna just casually save my game here. Look at this good, Grandpa. Observe. Noting movements, respiration, and general mood. Seems sort of sluggish and bored. You get the feeling it may be more content if readily cooperative once fed or taught a word or two. Okay. Let's go to study corner. Look over documents. There was like 2 of them that we missed that I meant to. Okay. Do not break the anthropoid vacuum. Must not be left unattended while not in dormancy. Shells. Okay. Something about shells in there. I don't know. Ritual behavior was in dismissal of the project, so don't do any trading or bargaining around the anthropoid, the weird fucking thing. Okay, I think I read the rest of those. That should be fine. Educational posters. What's this? Oh! There's someone behind there! So, no human-related stimuli must not be near it during the growth cycle, I guess. Man, this is a lot of stuff. burn, barrel, incinerate the organism. Okay.
Can we incinerate Grandpa?
I don't think we can. The code is
Damn it.
323245. Ah! 323245. 323245. It's kind of like a little beat. 3232.
Here, let me.
Why has it been? What's up, honey?
The 323245, is that like a code or?
Yeah, it's a code. What's that? Cashews? Looks edible. Grandpa might eat this.
Why are they in whatever this bin is? I don't think they're edible.
Oh.
Pennies.
Set the pass on one family. From one family to step people over another, and pressed on to his ultimate orange intellectual. Somewhere in the south, recorded by a boy of Ignatius, burned upside down the graveyard, a common late activity demon. And I'm an elderly man in failing health, so. I like how there's all these like little coins and like there's like little jars in there. Like we just don't have those. Like we don't have those as little knickknacks. I'm guessing they're not important. Methinks. Oh, what's this? Vocabulary card. Grandpa. I'm about to teach this living organism what he really is and what I strive him to be. Oh! Wait, there's something underneath here. I think. Because that tape was not there before. Okay. Remove the tape down fragment to reveal the cabinet's wooden bottom. Ah! Oh shit, I clicked it over. Regarding sample exoskeletons.
Exoskeletons? I don't think I like that. Grandpa has an exoskeleton?
Where is this? Severe note. Severe with Dr. Hudson. Only severe 4 weeks after dormancy. Please, please, please do not place educational posters over this posting. Please, please, please do not put Okay. Mimicry? Wait, this thing can mimic shit? You mean to tell me that that thing that I'm staring at right now can mimic shit? Alright, let me see. What's this? Lettuce! Lettuce and brown banana.
Oh.
Hey hun, eat the
I don't
brown
think
part
that
of
bananas.
Eat the brown part of the banana.
No.
Bulbasaur, where? What do you mean Bulbasaur? Where? Something that appears to be growing from the wall. You take a closer look.
What?
Oh.
Oh, friend.
Ugh. Yuck. Pulsating sac, a slimy membrane that its skin seems to contain something. Might be a bone with
Grandpa?
a blade. Why would I open it with a blade? What?
Grandpa,
What?
you in there?
Hello.
Hello.
Why does this vocabulary cards remind me of like when I was a kid? Like I had this happen like in 2nd grade, but like we would always write down vocabulary cards for ourselves. Corroded battery. This really isn't food. Grandpa might eat it, however.
I think that's toxic.
Darkness of a shadowy corner unnerves you. You cannot explore here without some form of light. Okay.
Where Grandpa is.
Wait, cabinet. Examine. Slashing on the weight of rotten refuse.
Have we seen Grandpa today?
Yes, we have. He is literally grown. What are those? Blueberries! I actually don't like blueberries. I mean, it depends
They're
on how...
okay.
It depends on how all the blueberries are actually prepared, because, like, I like them in muffins.
Oh, what's that there? Seriously, what is that? I don't think I can make it out.
And look upside down. Look upside down in it. I think I see a face.
Yeah, it's part of a baby head. Oh.
Before we began, he had us all cover our faces completely. And every way I put was...
That's his voice.
As we stole brief glance at NeonEllie, we could see it was inlaid with marriage. They gave it small pieces of dough, spoiled food, and chicken feed, keeping it content.
Sniper?
Sniper's having a fucking stroke.
Keep a gesture towards the small bag with the food composted and told us to be careful not to feed it any meat. I asked if the rotten food was enough to sustain it and might get nutrients from any of this. I'm not doing sniper voice anymore. My sniper is horrible.
No, you did good. You did good, hon.
Alright, I'll keep going. Fuck off, phone. The keeper regarded me seriously and said it did not matter. It didn't matter what it was fed. The act of feeding itself was what mattered. The act of feeding flesh is another act, however. He then gave me another series of grave warnings regarding not keeping any animal-derived foods near where I might be keeping it.
Oh, so don't feed it any flesh. Wait, what is
Feed
this?
it your hand.
What is this? I think I need a key for this. Trash pile. Something about this painting looks strange. Oh, something about that painting looks strange. Nothing else.
Oh.
What is that? Folder of radiographic images. Oh!
Trash.
Room service. What is that? Fiberglass insulation. This really isn't food. Grandpa might eat it, however.
I don't think you should eat fiberglass.
Oh, some wool cotton candy. That sounds delicious.
That shit sucks to even touch.
Alright. Alright, let's go check on Grampy. Let's check on those radiographic images that we found. Medical imaging device. Yeah, that. Alright.
Oh. Oh.
I don't like that. Search for distance.
Mimic hypothesis.
Shows Jesus of Nazareth.
The weekly repeated exposures to the participants imagining's propagation. Number 21 began forming what resembled an anthropoid Nazarene in the fold of its spines. Those are totally actual words that I said.
Yes. Darkness yield creates when in contact with human beings. It's always been based on the conception of relation up to the person for someone else. Huh. With this framework, the Darkness yield is not actually a replica of a person, or if it is only a replica of the fiction of the person generated in the mind of another.
A replica.
So it's not Jesus Christ, but it was an image of Jesus Christ brought in the religious artwork, I guess. Or brought in the imagination, so... I don't believe in magic just yet. Well, guess what, buddy? You're gonna have to believe in magic. Oh my
Do you believe
goodness!
in magic? Oh. We've taken to calling it whiskers, though of course some have interpreted it as hair or needles or quills. But whiskers is more accurate, as the needles are really more like supersensory follicles or spines. The nerve nets distributed throughout the morphology of these spines resemble those of genus Hydra, but have hyaline sheaths that are functionally the same as vertebrae. As we can see in the X-ray, each spine is laden with dense optical arrangements similar to compound eyes. Oh.
That is that.
The Hydra connection is assuredly worth investigating with regard to the organism's capacity for regeneration and anecdotal deathlessness. It's certain. It's certain.
It's certain.
It's certain. Not it is certain. Not it certainly is. It certain is a robust enough creature to inspire a marvel that is not untinged with fear.
Alright, let's see what some of these other ones are. What is that?
Ooh.
What are my eyes witnessing? Is that a fish? Is that a fish?
Exposure to mammalian forms, part of a series of zoomorphic influences, led to further understanding of the propagation's ability to stimulate the somatic stem cells that constitute fully developed animals. I write simulate in the previous statement because examining the tissue of each propagation, it leads me to believe its amazing capacity for accelerated growth of vastly different forms comes from its cell-level mutability. And yet at no time does it function as a thing it becomes, except in the sense that it mimics it. And that is to say, when Whiskers is removed from dormancy and replicates a rabbit's morphology, it is not seen from the rabbit's eyes nor smelling from the rabbit's nose, but pretending that it does and doing a very good job of it.
Wait, so what I'm looking at is a rabbit's skull, I guess? Maybe.
Could be.
What is that? What is that?
The Eye of Sauron.
Is that the female blood cell? Or is that a white blood cell?
This radiograph was taken at or around growth cycle number 4. The strange thing about it was that the subject of the image was found nowhere near the enclosure. It's almost like a piece of whiskers fell off and scurried into the corner.
Gross.
I feel like we've learned a lot since then, but at the time I remember speaking about the morphology being weird, not really even resembling an extant zoomorphic structure, besides maybe a cuttlefish. Then I happened to open the thing up. Inside were all these little dead amoeba-like things. They all sort of looked like they had faces that were just barely there. After I took the radiograph, I gathered it up and went to go through it in the biohazard bin. As I walked by the bars of the enclosure, I could hear Whiskers suddenly going wild, flopping around and grunting excitedly. Could it have smelled the cuttlefish thing? Would it eat its own production? I guess it's technically flesh. This is beyond the scope of the project, but it could be that without the stimulus of an active brain, or more specifically a healthy and active brain capable of face recognition and theory of mind, Whiskers began to pull whatever it can from the limited data available to it. Again, this is not our focus at this time, but I left a note for Dr. Hart just in case he wanted to take a look. There be no more? Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Go to Grandpa.
Oh, hi, Grampy.
Hi, Grandpa.
Let's teach him. Grandpa.
Hello, let's do Grandpa. Would you like to view the tutorial before start? Yes.
Yeah.
This brief tutorial will go over the teaching Grandpa pronunciation and vocalization. The vocabulary word you picked will appear on the top left corner. In the bottom right of the corner will be a pentagon that is divided into 8 sections. A section of the pentagon will be highlighted briefly. A notification sound will play, and soon another notification will be highlighted. You control a small round icon that sits above the pentagon Using your mouse. The ball is constrained to the limits of the pentagon. The goal is to keep your icon over the highlighted area and move it as the area changes sections around the pentagon. When you hold left click above the correct highlighted area, the icon will start to vibrate along with the simulated vocal cords, and the current letter of your word will begin to turn red. Keep holding over the highlighted section and adjust your icon as it changes place. Soon the letter will become fully red. After every letter becomes red, Grandpa will proudly pronounce the word you, and it will be considered learned. Teaching Grandpa with these words will accelerate his cognitive development and lead to further breakthroughs in general intelligence. Teach Grandpa, yes. Oh. Wait, am I? Wait.
No. Yeah, that section right there. Like the.
Oh. Wait, I was on it for a second.
Are you holding left click, by the way?
Oh. Whoop. I did not mean to do that. Hang on.
The highlighted section is like the pink.
Okay. Oh. Ah. Am I doing this? Oh my god. Deep within Grandpa's trained memory is forming a confidant.
Grandpa.
Taking a look back at the module. Oh my goodness.
Grandpa, part of vocabulary and vocalization module E81 family. General pronunciation comments. Usual trouble with articulation. Voice thin, raspy, possibly underdeveloped larynx. Module comments, see below.
Also,
We've done several.
The reason why I was not reading these is because, like, well, it would take, like, I think it would take more than what I originally intended to, so.
I'm going to read. I need to read.
Too bad. Address the
Me.
silent reading.
Also, when I make that noise, you should put like the Ellie mad thing.
Ellie be made.
Wench fly.
French fry.
All right, let's. I said French fry and started rubbing a French fry against my mic. All right, let's teach this thing hello.
Wait, let's actually hang on. Wait, prepare food.
Banana. Hey, what about the blueberries?
I don't think we could fit any of these in a blueberry.
True.
Alright, which one should we do? Battery or fiberglass?
Fiberglass.
Alright, conceal. Insulation is concealed in the browning banana flesh.
Oh.
Let's feed
Come here.
Grandpa.
Oh, he has a chair.
He has a naughty chair. Yes. This tutorial will go over the basics of feeding Grandpa via introduction of your unprotected insula. My what? Grandpa
has simulated the production of tooth enamel to mimic a human mouth that will need to be fed through this in order.
First, you need to select an item from the lunchbox. Click on the lunchbox at the bottom right corner. The contents of the lunchbox will be displayed.
Nice food, bad food.
Lunchbox. Do so will fill your hand with this item. Note that any food can be put back in the lunchbox by clicking on the lunchbox with a whole hand. Before Grandma can be fed, it must judge the food by its smell. God. Hover your hand over Grandpa's olfactory bulbs. If Grandpa is pleased, it will allow you to feed it. Most foods Grandpa will accept. However, getting Grandpa to consume other things will require some culinary deception. When Grandpa is willing to be fed, hover your hand over its mouth and click. It will then consume the food. Okay.
Why are we feeding Grandpa insulation?
Alright. You want a banana? Where's your nose? Oh. Where is your nose, buddy? Unable to detect the unappealing item. Hello, quickly consider the meal seems to be causing some indigestion. Why would I do that?
I want because we just feed him fiberglass.
Pulled together in a cage.
We also have the cashews and blueberries.
Disappointed in lack of sustenance. Look what's in his favorite corner. Go to Grandpa.
Feed him.
Oh!
Oh.
Still somewhat wet. This might have been expired around. Oh, there was a little thing with the key. The little, whatever the fuck it was.
I feel that. Let's just feed him the blueberries and the cashews.
Alright. Want some cashews? Seems a difference in smell. We'll accept this as his meal. There you go. Have some cashews. And then...
And the blueberries.
Blueberries?
Stone-like scent?
Palatable. Ugh, I don't like that digestion thing.
Alright, we good.
Digestible food!
Alright, now let's just teach Grandpa a word.
Wait, but there was like a thing that we found. Where? Cabot. Try to stay locked with the key you found. What is it? Photo of your mom as a young woman. The recognition of his face kicks off a cascade of emotion and meaning deep within your psyche.
I see.
What's that? The hell is that? Yeah, let me put that in editing. What the fuck is that?
Grandpa?
Grandma, is that you?
You, Grandpa? Alright, let's just teach Grandpa a word and then get this episode over with.
Yeah. Alright.
I think Grandpa's starting to make me throw up my lunch.
Alright. Hello.
L.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Encountering the subject of me. Okay. Something like a hiring capable of freshening behemoth. As well, a most accurate human observation. Hello was a bit of a challenge, and the previous growth in this failed to develop an adequate organ to act as a human tongue.
How was hello more difficult than Grandpa?
I don't know. Alright, recently emptied his stomach, explored the basement. Okay, we got those out of the way. Let's just end the week.
Alright. Here, I'll just leave me in this clue.
Wait. Weekly summary. Okay, let's see. Not even language. Oh!
basically.
get the intro of week 3 out of the way, and then we'll conclude this episode.
Okay.
Miss Richards approached me the other day in order to remark Adrienne's development. She noted how much more at ease she appeared when called upon in class or when asked to participate in the group exercises. I told her that I had seen this change happening as well, and that as much as I would like to take credit for it, I can only guess dimly at what might be reshaping her attitude. Miss Richards posited that it was perhaps Adrienne's family moving to their grandfather's property and that caused the change. It apparently is out of the country and in a wooded area, full of open space and far from the bustle and noise of the city. The grandfather, Dr. Jacob Hart, has jointly purchased the land with the university he was employed with and began constructing what he was intended to be a satellite campus of the burgeoning psychological anthropology program he had a hand in establishing. Only one building ever ended up being constructed after Dr. Hart died in a car accident while driving back from the property one day. Eerily, at almost the same exact time, a grad student who was assisting Dr. Hart on some sort of project at the property vanished without a trace. The property sat in disuse for years, and as it has tied up with legal battles between Dr. Hart's next of kin, the university, the vanished grad students' families, and the other students Dr. Hart was working with. Eventually, the case was settled out of court. Only recently did the property fall into the possession of Adrienne's mother. Obviously, I wasn't gonna really relay this whole tragic story to Adrienne, who, for all I know, believes her grandpa is to still be living in the basement of his home. Besides, I thought, she might already know all this. Perhaps the elaborate story she was constructing was her own way of escaping the morbid details of the life, or perhaps lives, cut short by the cruel force of fate, and the cynical adults who squabbled in the aftermath. I determined that perhaps the storytelling she was and continues to engage in should not be encouraged by me, at least not in the way I went about it before when I made active inquiries into her strange fantasy of a semi-sentient ball of skin. When I saw Adrienne, I did not bring up her grandpa or ask questions about his growth. Adrienne could not stop talking about it, however. I had no choice but to weather her bizarre enthusiastic effusions about her news best friend. Adrienne, maybe we could talk about something else. I'm not sure I'm following you exactly.
He's gotten so big! He has so many whiskers that come out and I can see them move around when I think about him.
I'm not sure what you mean.
I'm so happy Grandpa's back. He's so much cooler than Mom and Dad.
Once again, for what's worth, I have put down the story she told me as best she could. As I could.
Alright, let's go see. Let's pay one last visit to Grandpa. Is he making some nice music?
Let's see, Grandpa. Oh my goodness, buddy.
Got a light in there.
Gums are bleeding slightly and his skin seems to be over dry. It may need a food pack with vitamin C. Kiwi fruit would be an excellent remedy.
Alright, let's end it there.
Alright, bye, Grandpa. Bye, Grandpa.
Grandpa.
It was unfortunate that the signal decided to cut out in the first recording, but, at least we got farther than we did last time, which was, I think we only saw the corroded battery, and that was about it.
Hey, hon.
That's sweet news.
You know what that means.
What does that mean?
The recording's about to fail.
No.